Every person has a journey, a reason for being who they are. Have you ever looked at someone and wondered, who really is this person? How did they get here? What's their story? Well, that's why this podcast was created, to listen to other people's life stories. Welcome to the My Story podcast. I'm your host, Ari. Welcome back to another episode of the My Story podcast. Today we have someone very interesting. This is going to be exciting. This interview is one of a kind. So today, why are you laughing?
Just one of a kind.
One of a kind. You know, this is what I mean by one of a kind. So today I have with me Lily. What's your full name? Can you present yourself?
Okay, my full name is Lillian Grace Niebrugge, but if anyone calls me Lillian, they should not do that because I actually don't like that name at all. I am Lily.
You're Lily.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there any story behind your last name?
My last name? Well, my last name is Niebrugge. It's very German, as one might be able to tell.
Okay.
My great something ancestor came here from Germany and they moved to Effingham, Illinois.
Okay.
Where they proceeded to have like 14 kids.
Oh, that's a lot.
And then, Catholics. And then...
I know you should say that, but I'm sorry. I mean, they did something. They need something to do.
Yeah, and then one of those 14 kids had 14 kids of his own.
Oh.
And then one of those 14 kids had another 14 kids. And then he had 13 kids. And then kid number 12 is my dad, and that's where I am. So
That's a family tree right there.
Yeah, we conquered Effingham, Illinois just through numbers.
I think that's not a family tree. That's a full woods.
Oh, yeah. No, that's more than just one tree.
Yeah, that's more than one tree. Definitely.
Yeah. And I don't know, if any of the other 14 kids had more 14 kids, and then...
That would be interesting to know, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they did, but I don't know, the full gene. I just know, my direct ancestors. I don't know what their siblings did.
You don't know your cousins?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they went for it.
Dude. I'm so sorry. I'm laughing. Just the way you're saying it. It sounds so funny to me.
They went for it.
They went for it. Wow. Okay.
We own that area just through sheer the amount of us.
Wow.
We conquered it. And I once Googled my last name and it means new bridge. So we're not the old bridge. We're that new one. So I don't know what to make of that, but
I mean, you're the new bridge.
We're the new bridge.
You have a lot of people that to build a bridge.
But not the old bridge.
Yeah, not the old bridge.
It's the new one.
That's just a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, but have you actually met someone that you didn't know was a distant cousin or something?
Personally, I mean, not that I know of, because
Do you have the fear of that, actually?
A little bit. So my dad's from Effingham, Illinois, otherwise known as T-Topolis, T-Town. That's what that's all called.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the name Effingham's kind of funny because Effingham. But
dude, you
pass me the Effingham, but not relevant. So we
okay.
My dad is from there and with the family farm or whatever. And my dad moved an hour and a half, maybe an hour south to Highland, Illinois, which is where I grew up.
Okay.
And I haven't run into any other Niebrugges. I'm sure. Actually, that's not true. One time I was working and a lady was signing up for our rewards program. And she spelled out her last name. She's like, it's a doozy. She's like, N-I-E. And I'm like, that's my last name. I'm like, girl. So I have once.
That's me.
I'm like, oh my God, are we related? And she's 50-something years old. I'm like, twins.
Yeah.
Twins. But so I had a person who sat next to me in a class and she played basketball and she went up to Effingham or T-Topolis or whatever and she played basketball with them. And she's like, everyone on that team's last name was Niebrugge.
Oh.
I'm like, are you related? And I'm like, I don't know, probably, girl. We have the same last name, I'm sure. It's not like a Jones.
Yeah, that's a very specific last name.
Yeah, I'm sure we are, but yeah. There's Niebrugge furniture up there, Niebrugge flooring. You drive down the road and every small business is Niebrugge something.
Really?
I'm exaggerating a little bit, but there's at least 3 Niebrugge businesses up there.
So it's probably your family.
Somewhere
in the tree.
Somewhere in the woods, yeah.
Somewhere in the woods.
Someone started a business.
Somewhere in the woods, that's Lily's family. That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. So, more to Lily.
Right.
Who are you actually?
Well,
Because a lot of people know you from the Arrow, the editor of one of the editors.
Yeah,
your news, right? Okay, I thought it was like the whole thing.
No, it used to be news and culture, but then, I mean, at the time, I was kind of, I don't want to say upset because I understood the decision.
Yeah.
Because I used to be news and culture editor, but then Olivia applied to be the culture editor, and I'm like, I kind of like doing culture, but it's fine.
It's fine.
I'm like, because like I was never mad about it because I like Olivia and she does a really, really good job at what she does, but I was like, I kind of like doing culture, but it's okay because actually I do focus a lot more on news now, and I have a lot more off my plate, so it's a really good decision. I'm not bashing Olivia or her job or anything.
We love Olivia. She's amazing.
She's amazing. She does her job very well. But yeah, I used to be the news and culture editor.
Okay.
And I was like a freshman whenever I was hired because the old news editor quit and they needed someone really desperately and really fast.
Okay.
And I just so happened to be like the last resort. And they're like, you should apply. And I remember either Cora or Emma, the old editor-in-chief, told me, like, Lily, you're more qualified than you think. And then I did it, and I was just as qualified as I thought because I was not qualified.
Just as qualified as I thought is crazy. You should talk more about yourself. Like, don't talk down about yourself.
Oh,
like, dude,
sorry.
you're amazing.
Thank you.
You're so cool. Like, you're, like, don't do that, okay?
Okay,
you're
sorry.
amazing.
Sorry.
I'm not dissing you or anything. It's just like, dude, you're really cool. I think people saw the potential in you before you saw it yourself.
Oh, Ari, you're so nice.
I'm just being real right now, like for real. So, a lot of people know you because of like the Arrow, but who is behind that? Like, who really is Lily?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I got the chance a little bit to hang out with you some time back, but
I'm just a girl, really. At my core, I'm just a single girl living her best life. You know, just like I have dyslexia. That's kind of weird, but because like most people, I guess I shouldn't say most, but a lot of people that have dyslexia aren't good at reading or writing. And I mean, I'm not that good at reading. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm a good writer, but I'm terrible. Like I skip over words all the time, and like I read things wrong and all that. Like I just can't. I read because I'm a journalist and it's my job, but I'm terrible at it. But so a lot of people who have dyslexia, like a lot of people think people who have dyslexia are just like avoid these careers. So people tell me all the time, like sometimes I like use dyslexia as like an excuse when I mess something up. They're like, you can't be mad at me. I have dyslexia. And they'll be like, you have dyslexia? I'm like, yeah. And they'll be like, but you're in an English degree. And first of all, no, I'm not. I'm not an English major. Second of all,
you're
shut
an
up.
MMJ, right?
What?
You're an MMJ,
Yeah,
right?
MMJ. I'm a journalism major. And they'll be like, you can't have dyslexia. I'm like, what do you know I can't have? I'm like, yes, I do.
Who are you to say I can't have it?
Well, want to bet? Like, I was tested. I know.
Okay, but how did you learn to overcome that? Because a lot, like you just said, a lot of people don't. And a lot of people actually think that will limit their life a lot, like having dyslexia.
See, I think that my inability to do math is a curse because I cannot do math at all. But I think dyslexia is a gift. I actually am glad I have it because another weird Niebrugge trait is like either you are like a super genius engineer, doctor, really, really smart. And I don't mean to bash my other cousins, or you have dyslexia.
Okay.
And we're all like hardworking people, and a lot of even my dyslexic cousins are like really, really successful in their fields. And I don't mean to bash that. Like all of them are very, very hardworking, and my genius cousins are very, very hardworking. They have like PhDs and stuff. Like they're smart. But like you got like that 50-50 shot. I don't know how it works. If you did like the Punnett square.
Yeah, probably. There's some trait there.
Well, dominant recessive. I don't know. But I mean, you're never gonna guess which trait I got. I did not get the math one. I wish.
Okay, but when did you learn you had dyslexia? How did you like overcome that?
When I was like a little kid, so I like couldn't read for the longest time. And my teacher, I mean, I don't mean to bash her, but what she would do is the wrong answer to if you have a student with dyslexia, because what she would do is that we'd have stations.
Yeah.
And like every kid would like go to little stations and learn like some reading activity, and then she'd put me and like two other dyslexic kids on computers by ourselves to play games for dyslexic children.
What?
Mm-hmm. Like by ourselves, and everyone would be like, like some kids like didn't like the stations. I was so jealous of those little turds that like got to do the stations, and they'd be like, "You're so lucky you get to be on the computer. You don't get to do stations with us." And I'm like, "Shut up! Like, you're wrong. No, I don't even remember I just remember that like even though there were like 2 other kids that had dyslexia, I was the farthest behind in the games because I was even bad at the dyslexic games.
I'm so sorry. Why are you laughing though?
It's kind of funny.
We're so sorry for everyone.
It's fine. No, I was like, I was literally like 6, so like I'm over it. But
okay, but how did you like?
Well, my mom, I love my mom. She would study with me for like hours, like after school and on weekends, like teaching me how to read. Like I, to this day, cannot sound out words very well. Mm-hmm. Like as a kid, I'd be like, "What's this word?" And they'd be like, "Sound it out." I'm like, "Well, screw you, I can't." Like I could never sound out words. Like I would try, like I know like my alphabet, and I'm like A is ah, but like if you to this day, if you told me to sound out a word, I would probably spell it wrong. I'm a terrible speller.
Okay.
Which is not great if you're like a journalist, but it's whatever. We have autocorrect.
I think, I'm gonna let you finish before I continue. Let you finish.
But like, so I'm like a terrible speller. So my mom would she made like flashcards. So I learned to spell with like freaking flashcards on how to spell words.
Okay.
And we'd play like games. Like I think she did like a hopscotch kind of game, and like I love my mom. Like shout out to Gina Niebrugge, dude.
Dude, your mom sounds amazing.
Yeah, like she taught me how to read. Like public school did not do anything.
Wow.
And she also got like tutors and stuff. Like I shouldn't like diss them, but my mom did like a lot of the work. Like
yeah, definitely. She definitely loves you a lot. She put in the work.
Yeah, she did.
Homeschooling for you.
I know. I had homeschool and regular school. I did both.
You did both. You were educated.
Yeah.
But that's okay. How did that affect you when you get into college? Did it affect you a bit, especially going into journalism? How did you decide to go into journalism knowing that background you had?
Well, okay, so I was always bad at math and science. So I was just not a good, I don't want to say I was like a dumb kid, because objectively I don't think I was dumb, I was not good at any of like the school stuff.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't read well, I couldn't write well for a while. I got kind of over that. I wasn't good at math and I wasn't good at science. I wasn't good at any of the things. I was okay at history, but around somewhere in 8th grade, I wrote an essay and my teacher's like, "Wow, Lily, that's really good." I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm a little good at writing." So I started doing like the honors English classes.
Okay.
And like the more I liked writing more and more as I went on. And I kind of was like, okay, well, this is the thing I'm good at. Like I'm not good at math. Lord knows I'm not good at science. I can't do any of that. I can barely read. So I guess I shouldn't say barely, but I'm like not a good reader. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to go into any of that. And we got to narrow it down. So eliminate all STEM. That's
all STEM out.
All STEM is out. That's not a consideration. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to be an English teacher and I want to go into reading and I don't really want to work in a cubicle. So I picked journalism as it worked out because my school didn't have any journalism things. I actually tried to start something, but it just didn't work out. So my school didn't have anything
journalism.
We had like award-winning sports journalist as one of the teachers at my school.
Okay.
But we had no journalism classes, no clubs, anything like that. Like the best we had was yearbook. Okay. And like it's a yearbook, it's like whatever, but yearbook, like I couldn't do it because the only time that they had the yearbook class, because it was a class, not a club, was it happened to be at the same time as AP Literature. And I was like, okay, well, I kind of want to take AP Literature because I want to like do the English stuff and like all that.
Yeah.
So I never took yearbook, and so I was just kind of hoping I would like journalism. I was like, yeah, that's probably something I would get into. And I mean, it worked out. Like, I can't complain, but...
It did work out. So how was it your transition into college?
It really wasn't bad. I mean, I got here, and I was like, like the starry-eyed, like, freshman, like, oh my God, I get to do my own laundry and, like... worry about eating and
worry about eating is facts
and do like all of the things that you do when you're at college for the first time. And I don't know, like I just started volunteering at the Arrow because I went to like the freshman convocation. I don't know. I always call it Caucasian because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Convocation.
So I went to the freshman Caucasian.
Convocation.
And Dr. Buck, like the head of our department, said, well, all of you should be going to the Arrow every week. And I said, oh, I guess I should be going to the Arrow every week. Okay. So I started going to the Arrow every week. And eventually I was like the only, I guess I don't know for a fact, but to my knowledge, I was the only freshman volunteer.
Okay.
And I just kept going. And I was like, every week I would take like a slightly harder story. And then, you know,
Yeah.
they need a news editor. Here I am.
So you applied and here you are.
Yeah.
What is some struggles you've had that actually made you stronger throughout your journey? I know we talked about your dyslexia and how you overcame that with your mom's help and all that stuff, but is there something else that you want to share?
I mean, my dyslexia was like a pretty big part because like to this day, like it kind of still affects me. Like, like whenever, for anyone who doesn't know, at the Arrow meetings, like we do like a Wordle to like, I guess, warm us up. Yeah. And they're like, I can't even think of a 5-letter word. Every single week, I'm like, what's a 5-letter word? And I'm like, I can't think of it. And they'll be like, what's a word where the second letter's I? And I'm like, shit. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm like, I don't know. I do not know a word where the second letter is I. God. I cannot think of one.
I mean, to be fair, I can't either. It takes me the longest time.
I know. It's like every single one. Gosh, I cannot think of one word that's 5 letters and starts with an S.
It starts with an S.
I don't know.
It's also the most randomest words that come up in the Wordle.
Yeah, and like I can't do any like word games. I don't know if this has to do with my dyslexia or it's like a different thing. I don't really care, honestly. But it's like a processing thing. So like if you like put down a card and you're like, I'm gonna put down a card, and every card that has like an ace on it, you're supposed to slap the table. It's like a game that my coworkers and I used to play.
Okay.
So it's like every card whatever. And like everyone else would like slap it on time, and then I'd be like a second late because I wouldn't register it in time. And I was like, this is discriminatory. I don't know.
Discriminatory game.
So like, I mean, it's not like bad. Like I can't complain because it's definitely made me stronger, and it's made me like, I don't know, like appreciate. Because I like for the longest time I was like, I genuinely did not think I was smart because I couldn't do any of the school things, but I tried to make everyone like at my school think I was a smart kid because all my friends were like the smartest kids in the school.
Oh.
So like all my friends were really, really intelligent, but I was just like I was dyslexic. I was falling behind. I would have to study a lot to keep up with them and to keep up with classes. And like eventually sometime in high school, I was just like, oh my God, I just don't care anymore. Like, I don't care. This is annoying. So I eventually just like, I don't want to say gave up because I still was like an A, B student. Like I wasn't a bad student, but I was like, this is just annoying. I've always wanted people to think I was like a smart kid, but I was really just like, not like a dumb kid, but I was average, and that's fine. It's fine to be average.
It's fine to be average.
It is fine to be average intelligence. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need, I mean, if you like are struggling, like study, do your things, like because I've never been afraid to ask for help because I've always had to ask for help.
Yeah.
Like get a tutor if you can afford it. Talk to your teacher like outside of class. Ask them for more like explanation. Because actually, in my experience, I've always been a bit of a teacher's pet. Because like teachers actually like it when you ask them for help. Because then they're like, oh my God, she's trying so hard. And I'm like, I'm trying the medium amount, I think. Like
I'm trying because I need to.
I'm like, I just don't want to get
I think every student should always ask because we need to.
Yeah. Like I've never really been like one to not ask for help because I've always like I said, I've kind of struggled, especially in sciences, because, like, I've taken science classes and I didn't really understand, like, the concepts. I would just memorize the facts and then not get it and just be like, that's fine. It's whatever. I got a B on the test. It's fine.
I mean, at least you got a passing grade. Most students do not even get that.
Yeah.
So.
No, we'd be learning about waves, and I'm like, we're not by the beach. Why are we talking about waves? We live in Illinois.
Why is this relevant in the States?
Sound waves. That's just the sound of the beach.
No, Lily, it's not.
Yes, it is. We're not by the beach. We're in Illinois. Shut up. I mean, right now we're in Missouri, but at the time I was like in Illinois.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. It's just the way you're saying things is so funny right now.
You're fine.
Okay, so regarding all of that and just capturing this moment, what is some advice that you can tell someone that struggles maybe with a condition or maybe a thought like they're not good enough or anything? Because doubling down on what you just said, it's okay to be average. I think that's a statement.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, I need to be this amazing person, or I need to be this. And they're so perfectionist. I'm kind of a perfectionist too. But I think what you said is so powerful, because it's okay to just be you. And if you're average, that's just part of who you are. And being who you are just by itself makes you an amazing person. So what is something you can share? Because you're such an amazing person, and you got to share that. And no, I really think you are. I'm not saying this because you're here. I'm saying it genuinely. Like,
you're so nice.
I've seen you.
Positive.
Yeah, I've seen you. You work very hard for everything you can get. And you're very focused. And I did not know this aspect of your life, and I could have never imagined it, because you're always such a person that goes forward with what needs to be done. So I think that's amazing within itself. And thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being like that, because that's very inspiring to me, and I think to all of us and who knows you. So what is some advice you can share with those people that might be struggling with something, and they can't get their heads wrapped around what to do next or how to do this?
Okay, so like, it's very much okay to be average. And like, as a kid, like I said, I didn't know I was good at writing till later. So I was like, I remember a teacher in like a freaking Catholic class, because I didn't go to a Catholic school. My dad gave me go to like after school, like how to be Catholic, whatever. And she's like, God gave everyone a talent. All of you have a talent. And when she'd point at my friend, she'd be like, what's your talent? He'd be like, I'm good at sports. And I was not good at sports. He'd be like, and then she'd be like, what's your talent? I'm good at music. And I was like, I don't have a talent. I'm sitting there, I'm like, shoot, I don't have anything. And that created a lifelong existential, like, oh, I don't have a talent. But that's, like, it's true and it's not. Because I think writing, like, a talent, when I think of a talent, is, like, something you're naturally kind of good at. Yeah. Like, you have, like a step forward against other people.
Yes.
And then you work hard to make that even better, but you kind of have a leg up on the competition just by being naturally good at it. And I never really have had that. Like, with writing, like, I'm good at it, but I had to, like, really work to be good at it. So, like, it's okay to be average, and then the things that you're good at and the things you're passionate about, you're gonna naturally just shine. You're gonna naturally just kill it.
Yeah.
And, like, be average at all the things that don't matter.
Yeah.
Like, if I took a science class, I do not need to be the best in that freaking science class, okay? I do not care. Put your energy towards things that, like, you are passionate about and you care about, and there's nothing wrong with getting a B, in my opinion, because I've known friends that are like, I have to have my perfect 4.0 GPA. No one cares. Oh, my God. Jobs do not care. No one cares. It's just a bragging right.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about I don't think anyone should worry about anything with bragging rights, because I've never liked, like, the honor roll, high honor roll stuff, because I'm like, that's just so you can be like, I'm smarter than you, and you're welcome for me being smarter than you. Like, I never liked that, because I'm like, you're just bragging. No one cares.
Yeah.
Just do what you want and stop caring what other people think. Because, like, I was so, like, I guess from, like, first grade, whenever I was first put those stupid computers away from stations, like, I was worried that other people would think I was dumb, and I've always been worried about it. It's always been a fear of mine of other people thinking I was stupid. And now I'm just like, I don't think what you want, dude. I don't really care. That's not my problem.
Just do you. Be you.
You can think I'm as smart or as dumb as you want. You're probably smarter than me, because I'm like, you can be smarter than me. I don't really care anymore. Like, just do it. Just do you, dude. I'm going to do what I'm good at. I like telling jokes. Yeah. And I like being a positive, happy person, and I like writing, and I like doing journalism, I like doing all these things, and I don't need to be good at math, and I don't need to be good at science, because that's why we have ChatGPT. So
I was gonna say something so serious until you said ChatGPT. Dude, but I think that's an amazing point of view, because sometimes we're just caught up in our own little mind, and maybe other people, like, not thinking that at all.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're like, just do what you got to do what you love, and be the best at it if you can. But for you, not like competing for others.
Yeah. Like, comparison is like if you can, because I, like, had the worst time. I was always so jealous of other people, of being, like, smart and, like, good at all these things. And I mean, I'm not, like, perfect now. Like, I'm like, well, I wish I could do that. And I can't. It's okay. Like, with music, I still can't keep a beat. I don't even know why. Like, I can't clap in time to anything. Like, I cannot maintain a steady beat for the life of me.
Oh no.
So I did band for like 8 years, and in marching band, that's all marching band is maintaining a beat.
How did you do that for 8 years though?
I can't. Like, I learned the hard way that my brain is just not hardwired to maintain a beat.
Oh wow. But how did you?
I just failed. I just failed over and over and over again. Like, my junior year, I quit after my junior year of high school because like I got last chair about like underneath all the freshmen, and I was a junior, and I was like, this sucks. I'm like, I hate this. Like, I don't like band at all. And I'm like, oh, I don't like band at all. Okay, well, I'm just gonna quit. And that's what I did. I was like, this is terrible. Like, it doesn't matter how hard I practice, I don't get better. I can't keep a beat. I don't even enjoy playing. I don't enjoy performing. I don't enjoy going to the practices. I hate this. This is terrible. And like, no hate to anyone who likes band. Like, this just, I learned the hard way. I'm like, I'm just gonna quit. This sucks. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I quit after my junior year. Like, I finished out the year as the stupid last chair below all the freshmen.
That's sad. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's like, whatever. And yeah, I actually forgot what your question was because
I was just saying a statement, actually.
Okay.
Good. That was actually insightful and very funny. I'm sorry. That's so sad. Anyways, thank you for being here and sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
We had a great laugh, but also I learned a lot, and keep being amazing.
You too, Ari.
And thank you. And keep doing everything you're doing. I'm looking forward to reading more articles about you. I'm really excited where life takes you. So thank you for being here, and catch you guys in the next time.
All right. Thanks for having me.
If you joined us today, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs some little inspiration. We'll be back next week for another incredible story. Until then, keep listening, keep learning, keep embracing the stories that are all around us. Thanks for tuning in to My Story Podcast.